Is Stoicism? Stoicism is the philosophy that you are responsible for your own life and to accept what is for what it is. Recognize what you can and you cannot control. You can determine your reaction to a crisis, ignore people dominated by their own negative emotions, and master yourself and aim to be virtuous in everything you do. Over 2,000 years ago, Marcus Aurelius was emperor of Rome, and he was considered one of the last good emperors of Rome. When he was emperor, he wrote a book called Meditations, and it was one of the first books ever written on Stoic philosophy. In this quote, he says, "You have the power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will have strength." Everything we hear is an opinion, not a fact. Everything we see is a perspective, not the truth. If you're like me, you probably walk outside in the morning and you see the sky and it's blue. And most people probably agree, but there might be somebody out there who says, well, I go out the sky is turquoise and purple dots in it. And that's their perspective. And there's really nothing you can do to change that most of the time if that's what they see. And it's like that with people's opinions, because if somebody sees you, they're going to have a perspective on you that you can't change. It's their perspective. It's the way their subconscious mind works. There's nothing you can change about that in the moment, but what you can change is the way you perceive things and the way you do things, because you have the capabilities of that, not other people. The textbook definition of Stoicism is an indifference to pleasure or pain, but it's not about not feeling your emotions, it's about understanding where the emotions come from before you just react to what the emotions are saying. You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will find strength. The happiness of your life depends on the quality of your thoughts. It all depends on how you view an event and if you're looking for a lesson in everything you do. If you're conscious of what you're doing and you look for a lesson in everything, usually you'll find something that you wouldn't have found otherwise. Marcus Aurelius also writes, yes, you can if you do everything as if it were the last thing you were doing in your life and stop being aimless, stop letting your emotions override you and what your mind tells you, stop being hypocritical, stop being self-centered and irritable. I think the main philosophy in Stoicism is you can't blame the world for other people's perceptions. People are going to do what they do and people will be stupid in their actions, but you are in control of your own life. And if you're not disciplined and you don't do the time and research into what you need to put your time into, then you can't blame others for the wrongdoings or the unlucky startup that you happen to be given. Live a good life. If there are gods and they are just, then they will not care how devout you have been, but will welcome you based on your virtues that you have lived by. If there are gods but unjust, then you should not worship them. But if there are no gods, then you will be gone, but you will have lived a noble life that will live on in the memories of your loved ones.